Mr. Christopher. This is my world, and this is Art Connoisseur. As you can see, there's a bunch of art going on in the world. Art Connoisseur. Let's get right into this one right here. I forgot to do the VHS on movie reviews. I told you, I'm a 3,000-year-old vampire, and I have holes in my brain. What do you want from me? I'm going to forget things. The fact that I remember anything at all is a miracle. But anyway, I figured I had to, I wasn't going to bring the VHS out on Roasting the Dead. It doesn't call for it. But Art Connoisseur, movie reviews, they kind of touch each other. They're kind of like the old chapel wall there. All About the Benjamins with Mike Epps and Ice Cube. Or should I say with Ice Cube and Mike Epps. I think that's what they would be casted as the top cast. It was Ice Cube and then Mike Epps. All About the Benjamins, baby. But that's movie reviews problems next week. We're dealing with some Art Connoisseur problems this week. And let's get into it, folks. We got a good one. I got some museum pieces. I got some other pieces. We got some other pieces that we're going to look at. And then there's a couple of other pieces that we'll be seeing. And then there's some other pieces that we're going to look at as well. So, let's get right into looking at these pieces. Let's get right into it, folks. Let's go. I'm going to tell you some prices. We're gonna look at some stuff. I'm going to talk about it. Let's go. Mr. Christopher gave you some foreshadowing for sure. Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo, The Making of Man, I believe it's called, or Man in the Making, or something like that. Two fingers about to touch, sparks about to fly. Is it straight? Is it gay? I don't know. Mr. Christopher, what do you think is going on here? Please, sir, take it away. It's called The Creation of Man, and it's $40 for that piece. It's on the Sistine Chapel ceiling. Two men almost touching tips. Is it straight? Is it gay? I don't know. You be the judge. In the clouds, naked with six-packs. Two dudes, The Creation of Man. What's going on around here? Is it straight? Is it gay? I don't know. Michelangelo, what were you on, sir? What were you on? It's a fairy world up there in the Sistine Chapel ceiling, and in some realms the fairies are pretty gay. Fairies are pretty gay. But there's other worlds where I look at some fairies, I'm like, I'm feeling pretty straight about that fairy over there. You know what I'm saying? So fairies, and I know they're probably not even fairies, they're probably like in heaven or something, right? Or they're not even really in heaven, because does heaven exist if man hasn't been created yet, and they're in the moment of creation of man? Therefore, there is no heaven yet. So they're just in the ether. I don't know. I'm gonna have to reach out to Michelangelo and see what he has to say. That's gonna have to be on Roasting the Dead. We'll see if I can find his grave somewhere out there. Anyway, let's go to the next piece. I ain't getting it. If someone gave it to me for free, I'd put it in my gaming room. If I had a gaming room, it would be good in an arcade. If that was on the wall in an arcade or a Dave & Buster's, I'd be like, yeah, this makes sense. It fits here for some reason. But let's go to the next piece. Next, we're going here to what we're calling Blue City Nights. Mr. Christopher, how do you feel about Blue City Nights? How much does it cost? And what else do you have to say? Please, sir, please, take it away. Blue City Nights, yeah. $20 for Blue City Nights. It has like a Chinese town aspect to it. Like it's like a set out of Kung Fu Panda, I like it. I can see Jackie Chan falling from the roof through an awning, through the streets of Little Chinatown or something. Blue City Nights, $20. I mean, it's one of the rare. Since starting, and I've talked about this, since starting Art Connoisseur, I have a bit of a rivalry hate now with abstract art. This is one of the more rare abstract pieces these days that I actually do see art in, and I do like it. $20, I think that's a fair price for it. If I got it for free, I don't know if I'd put it up, but I would give it to somebody else for free. I'd be like, hey, you might like this. I know blue is your favorite color, and you also like gray and Chinese things, right? It just has a Chinese feel to me. Maybe I'm misleading there. And they would be like, that's not China, that's Chicago. And I'd be like, I wasn't asking. It's abstract. It's up to your interpretation. But yeah. $20, I wouldn't buy it, but I do like it, and $20 is a fair price for it. On to the next. Next, we're going here to what I'm calling Vietnamese rice fields. Green Vietnamese rice fields. Green rows of grain Vietnamese rice fields. Green houses in a green field with grain, and Vietnamese house field with green trees and a mountain. All right, Mr. Christopher, how do you feel about green? I'll stop. Please, sir, please take it away. This is an oil painting painted by a Japanese artist. Vietnamese rice fields. Green fields of Vietnamese rice fields with green trees and green houses in the grain. $50 for that piece. I like it. For $50, I don't know if $50 if I want it. 25 maybe we'll talk. I do like it, but I'm a sucker for green. Green's like my favorite color, so it's kind of hard for me to say nay to it. If I was a horse, it'd be easy for me to say nay, but I'm not a horse. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. All right. I think 25. Like I said, $25 more. I mean, if the Japanese artist is like 85 or dead, 85 years old or dead, then I can see 50 being a little bit more fair. But if the person's like 35 or still alive, drop the price. Drop the price. I'm sorry. Sorry it has to be that way, but it is. It's that way. It's that way. Sometimes the artist isn't the one that gets the benefit from the art, but their great grandchildren do. You know, it's a sacrifice. Sometimes art is a sacrifice one makes for their grandchildren to be of some sort of success. But at the same time, everything's just fake and gay. So whatever. On to the next piece. And for the next piece, we're going here to what I'm calling vicious cunt. Mr. Christopher, what are you calling it? How much does it cost, sir? Would you buy it? Please, sir. Please. Take it away. $30 for vicious cunt. I don't know who's going to want that for $30. Maybe someone who looks like her. I don't know. Mr. Christopher ain't buying that for $30. If I got that for free, I would burn it immediately. Almost immediately, I would burn that piece. It's got the aura of a witch, like a demonic witch woman made it and put a curse on it probably. And maybe or maybe not, it's an actual self-portrait of someone. If it's a self-portrait that person themselves drew of themselves, they hate themselves. Or they were miserable at the end times of their lives. Something rather. It's peasant worthy. It's art. Don't get me wrong. It's not worth $30, maybe $5. Maybe $5. But that's only because the effort that was put into the idea that it was actually physically painted. That's about it. But yeah, I wouldn't get it. Vicious cunt. On to the next. Next, we're going here to what Mr. Christopher would certainly call a museum wall piece. It's a beautiful frame. Apples and roses. A beautiful painting as well. Mr. Christopher, how do you feel about it? How much does it cost, sir? Please, sir, please take it away. Apples and Roses, a beautiful oil painting, $280 for that piece. And I gotta tell you, I think it's worth $325. That's a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful painting. Mr. Christopher's, I love apples and I love roses. I mean, I do. And I love that frame. It's a nice painting. I don't know exactly where I'd put it. My dining room, maybe. Above a fireplace? No, maybe not above a fireplace. The study, a library, your office. I would definitely, if I had an office, I'd put it right in my office. and I would love to look at it. It's a beautiful piece. It's the frame that really sucks me in. But yeah, $280. I think it's worth $325. You know, and again, like I had said before, when it comes to selling art, you just got to put a price on it and stick to it. Someone's going to buy it. If someone wants it, they're going to buy it. If you go too low on a price, then someone still is going to buy it, but they're just buying it to do whatever with it. And that person may have bought it for the higher price. And I'm not saying heighten the prices. Be fair with the prices, you know. But if you got something, you got something. You just got to be patient and sit on it. That's a museum wall piece. Somebody should want that for their house. It brings elegance, it brings class, makes you look like a, educated individual. If you don't want to look educated, that's fine. That's on you. That's not on me or anybody else. That's on you. But it's okay. You don't have to look educated. It's okay. Throw poop on the walls for all I care, you animal. I'm just kidding. On to the next. On to the next and the last. Next, we're going here to African Alien Sunset Moon. That's what we're going to call it. Mr. Christopher, how do you feel about it? What do you think? How much does it cost? Please, sir, please take it away. Look, there's a lion. There's a lion over there. There's a lion over the African Alien Sunset Moon. Look, there's a lion. Have you heard that story of the comedian who said that the song from The Lion King that's like the start of the movie? Zimbabwe, oh, Zimbabwe. I don't know if I'm allowed to sing it. I'm going to get sued now. But I guess he said that the song goes, I guess translated to English, it's look, there's a lion over there. Look, a lion, there's a lion there. Which honestly, I believe him, but maybe he's wrong, and that's why the guy's suing him for a bunch of money. Or he's not wrong. I don't know. I don't speak African anything. I don't speak a single African language. African Alien Sunset Moon, $40 for that piece. If I had an African girlfriend, wife, woman around, and she was like, I want to get it, I'd be like, yeah, do you? $40 is a lot for that. That should be like 10. And, sold in the cultural section at a Big Lots or something. But yeah, no, Mr. Christopher ain't buying that. Even if my African wife wanted it, I'd be like, do you really want it though? $40 goes a long way at a Texas Roadhouse, honey. You know what I'm saying? $40 goes a long way at, your local supermarket, hon. But what do I know? I'm just a big, dumb, non-African man. Savannah, look, a lion. There's a lion over there. Right there. Look, a lion. There's a lion over there. All right. With all that said, that's the end of Art Connoisseur with me, Mr. Christopher. I'm Mr. Christopher. This is my world. I hope you enjoyed. Lead with love. Never be afraid. Always keep moving forward. And I will see you next week for Movie Reviewvies, Roasting the Dead, and Art Connoisseur next week. And then the week after that is specials. Let's go. It's been a minute since I've done some specials. Let's go. That'll be fun. Look, a lion. Look, it's the end of Art Connoisseur. It's the end over there. It's the end right now. Look, it's the end. Bye. Mr. Christopher, you crazy.